Hello friends, my name is Shilpa Kakkar. I'm from M.B.Patel English Medium Secondary and Higher Secondary School. Today, I'm back with English. This is the lesson number 4 of Vistas. The name of the lesson is The Enemy. It is written by Pearl Buck. It's a beautiful story in which we see the dilemma and the victory over everything. Humanity wins. Let us see what is the content of the story. Pearl Shilpa Buck was an American writer and novelist. She had a Chinese name, Sai Zhenzu, as she spent her childhood in China. Being a daughter of a missionaries, she was awarded the Pulitzer Prize in 1932 and the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1938. She had beautifully described the human values in this story. Pearl has taught us that everything else remains behind. Only we should give importance to humanity. The Enemy is a story which is described during the time of war. When the war is going on, the nations become enemy. And when animosity is there, it is very difficult to see what is right, what is wrong, whether to follow the humanity or the citizenship, the loyalty towards the country. It is the story of the same sort where the doctor puts himself in such a situation. Actually, he got into such a situation in which he had to decide whether he has to remain loyal to his country or he has to work as a human being. Being human is very difficult. At times, it is difficult for the people to take decision. And the same thing happened with Dr. Sadao. It is the time of the World War. And an American prisoner of war is washed away ashore in a dying state and is found at the doorsteps of a Japanese doctor. You know, during the Second World War, Japan and America were against each other. They were the enemy nations. There was war between the civil war between America and Japan. Here, this Japanese doctor was in the dilemma. Should he save him as a doctor or hand him over to the army as a patriot? It was very difficult for this man to decide what to do. To be a human or not to be a human. To be a doctor or not to be a doctor. Students, as I told you, The Enemy is a story set in Japan during the Second World War. In this story, an injured American army man washes up on the beach near the home of a Japanese surgeon, Dr. Sadao Hoki. Dr. Sadao, actually the situation was as such that he had to go to the battlefield to serve the injured soldiers. But one of the generals was not well, and Sadao had to stay back in Japan only to treat the general. And such a thing happened. Dr. Sadao, he lived in America also. He studied his doctor degree. He took his doctor degree from America. There he met his wife even. But he was Japanese. His father was an orthodox man. Until and unless he agreed for the relationship, they did not take this decision of marrying each other. So, although Dr. Sadao lived in America and follows modern profession, Dr. Sadao's family lives in traditional Japanese life, and there they had to follow the tradition of Japan. In such a situation, when he found a wounded soldier, and that too American, it was difficult for him to take the decision whether to save the life or to leave him as it is to death. This man once thought to keep that man on the shore and go back, but his conscience did not allow him, and he brought him to his home. As Dr. Sadao is in dilemma to leave the American man to die, to throw him back into the sea, to hand him over to the army, or to save his life. His wife was standing beside him. It was difficult for her either to decide whether to continue the presence of an enemy disrupts his family life. Actually, Dr. Sadao's wife was against the idea of operating upon the American soldier and taking care of the American soldier. Even the servants of the house opposed the idea. But Dr. Sadao sheltered him, operates upon him, treated him, and saves his life. He told that he will hand him over to the army after he treats him. But the servants did not believe that, took him as the traitor of the country. As they were working since many years with him and his father in their home, they did not complain against him. But surely they left their master. Yet, Sadao, being a doctor, being a human being, treated the wounded soldier. When the servants left him, even his wife was not in favor of keeping the American soldier in her house. He thought of disclosing the fact to the general. As I told you, the general was ill, and for his treatment only, Dr. Sadao had stayed back and not went to the battlefield. So, out of the fear of being accused of sheltering an enemy, he narrates the incident to the general in the Japanese military. The general understood the feelings, the patriotic feelings of Dr. Sadao, and offers him to get the man killed by hired killers. At that time, the general was in pain and he needed to be operated soon. So Dr. Sadao operated the general, and the general promised him that he will send 2 men to kill this man, and that killing will not take place in his home because the family was with them. So he promised and sends Dr. Sadao back and told him that the work will be done within 2 days. However, the killing does not take place. Actually, what happened? The general was in so much pain that he was treated for that, and because of pain, because of being operated upon, he forgot to send the hired killers to Dr. Sadao's house. Somehow, the life of this man saved. So, after waiting for 3 nights, Dr. Sadao thinks of getting rid of the American himself. He arranges a boat for the man to help him to reach the nearby island. He provides him necessities like food and clothing to survive till he finds a Korean fishing boat which could rescue him. He even gave him the torch and told him to give him the signal when he reaches to the island, and till he get another boat to save him, till he leaves the island, every night he should give him the signal. After giving him all these things, food, clothes, and a boat with a torch for signal, he felt good. But he wonders that why did he save the life of an enemy? Students, this is the beauty. This is the beauty of humanity, of human beings. They rise above all the things, above all the communalism, sectarianism. All these things are the tools for the political parties, political leaders to divide human beings. They want to divide people and rule over them. But humanity survives in the heart of human beings. So this is how this doctor saved the life of a person. Why? Because his profession taught him to save the life of human being, irrespective of caste, color, creed, sex, race that person belongs to. So students, hope you have understood this story. This map I have added in the slide just to show you where Japan lies and how he has helped that American soldier to go to the island nearby and get himself in Korean boat to save his life. Students, these are the questions and the answers for you. Write down the questions and answers in your notebook. These are the simple answers which help you to answer the questions, and it will help you to understand the story well. These questions are in your textbook, so you have to write down. After writing down the answers in your notebook, you have to submit it. Students, for better understanding, read the story in detail, understand it, listen to this summary so that you do not miss out any point. Read the story and understand it. Thank you.